Happiness is a pursuit that has intrigued humanity for centuries. We search for it in accomplishments, relationships, possessions, and experiences. Yet the secret to happiness is often elusive, hidden in plain sight. One of the greatest obstacles to happiness is comparison. The tendency to measure our worth against others, to judge our progress by the benchmarks set by those around us. But what if the key to lasting happiness lies in letting go of comparison altogether? Imagine a young woman named Maya. Her life, by many standards, was enviable. She had a stable job, a loving family, and a close-knit circle of friends. But Maya felt an unshakable sense of dissatisfaction. Each morning, she scrolled through social media, bombarded by images of friends traveling to exotic destinations, colleagues receiving promotions, and acquaintances celebrating milestones. The more she scrolled, the more she felt left behind, as though her own achievements paled in comparison to the dazzling highlights of others. Maya's sense of self-worth became tethered to the success and happiness of those around her. A promotion at work brought momentary joy, but that joy vanished when she learned a college friend had launched a successful business. A weekend getaway felt special until she saw someone posting photos from a luxury resort. Gradually, her happiness became conditional, dependent on how she measured up. The more she compared, the emptier she felt. One evening, after a particularly hard day, Maya met her grandmother for tea. Her grandmother, wise with years and gentle in her words, noticed the sadness in Maya's eyes. She asked, "What weighs so heavily on your heart, my dear?" Maya hesitated, then confessed, "I just feel like I'm not enough. Everyone seems to be doing better than me. I wish I could be happier, but I can't help comparing myself to others." Her grandmother smiled softly and reached for Maya's hand. "Let me tell you a story," she began. "When I was young, I had a friend named Lila. She was talented and beautiful, admired by everyone. I wanted to be like her. I measured my worth against hers, and in doing so, I overlooked my own strengths. One day, I met a gardener who taught me an important lesson. He showed me his garden full of flowers, roses, lilies, sunflowers, daisies. He said, 'Each flower blooms in its own time, in its own way. The rose does not envy the sunflower, nor does the daisy wish it were a lily. Each flower simply blooms.' That day, I realized happiness isn't found in comparison, but in appreciating our own unique journey." Maya thought about the story long after her grandmother left. She realized that her constant comparisons were robbing her of the joy in her own life. The highlights she saw online were just moments, carefully curated snapshots, not the whole story. She remembered the gardener's lesson. Each person is on a unique path, blooming in their own way. From that moment, Maya made a conscious decision to stop comparing herself to others. It was not easy. Years of habit and culture had conditioned her to measure her worth externally. But she persisted. She limited her social media usage, focusing instead on activities that brought her genuine joy: painting, hiking, reading. She practiced gratitude, listing 3 things each day for which she was thankful. Over time, she began to notice the beauty in her own life. The small victories, the quiet moments, the laughter shared with loved ones. As Maya shifted her focus inward, something remarkable happened. She felt lighter, freer. Her confidence grew, not because she was better than others, but because she finally saw her own value. She celebrated her achievements, no matter how small, and found contentment in the present. The constant comparison faded, replaced by a deep sense of peace. The secret of happiness, Maya discovered, is acceptance. It is the ability to honor your own journey, to recognize that your story is unique and valuable, regardless of where others are on their path. True happiness arises when we let go of the urge to compare and instead embrace gratitude for what we have and who we are. Comparison is a thief. It steals joy, fuels insecurity, and fosters resentment. When we compare, we focus on what we lack rather than what we possess. We magnify our shortcomings and minimize our strengths. But when we stop comparing, we create space for self-compassion, growth, and fulfillment. So how can you stop comparing yourself and unlock the secret of happiness in your own life? Start by becoming aware of when and why you compare. Notice the triggers: social media, conversations, achievements of others. When you catch yourself comparing, gently redirect your attention. Remind yourself that everyone's journey is different, shaped by unique experiences and choices. Practice gratitude daily. Take time to appreciate your own progress, no matter how small. Celebrate your strengths and honor your efforts. Surround yourself with positive influences, people who uplift and encourage you, rather than those who fuel competition or envy. Remember, happiness is not a destination, but a state of being. It is found in the present moment, in the acceptance of yourself as you are. When you stop comparing, you open yourself to the richness of your own life, the relationships, experiences, and dreams that are uniquely yours. The story of Maya is a reminder that happiness is within reach. It is not found in the achievements or possessions of others, but in the quiet acceptance of your own journey. When you let go of comparison, you create space for joy, gratitude, and inner peace. So embrace your uniqueness. Celebrate your path. Let go of the need to measure up, and instead, measure the depth of your own happiness. The secret is simple yet profound. The happiest people are those who have learned to stop comparing and instead cherish the life they have. As you walk your own path, remember the words of the gardener. Each flower blooms in its own time, in its own way. Don't let your happiness be defined by someone else's story. Your journey is beautiful, and your life is worthy of celebration. By letting go of comparison, you step into a life of greater happiness, fulfillment, and peace. May you find the courage to honor your own journey, the wisdom to let go of comparison, and the joy that comes from truly embracing who you are. The secret of happiness is yours to discover. Simply stop comparing and let yourself bloom.